Hi lovelies! Hashtag time! Welcome to My Life and Tarot, and I am hopping on the Cormack Carr's hashtag Tarot Tools Trio tag, which makes us to choose 3 of each tools that we would take along with us for a elongated trip or away from home time. First of all, 3? Are you serious? So, okay, 3 questions, and I will leave Brian's original video down below, and also the 3 questions and the 3.5 questions actually. 3 questions are, first one, 3 absolutely essential tarot decks. I couldn't choose just 3, you know, this is not easy. My whole sum of the collection is today on a state that I couldn't live with most 98% of my decks when I have to leave for a long time. I was just away for only 2 weeks and I took 4 decks. And this short or brief time I didn't miss any, but if I would go for a month or 2 or something even longer, I would be making sure that some of my clothes or something would be left behind, and I would totally take more than 3 decks. But if I had to leave today, I would take these these 3, but if you would ask me from a year from now, it would be totally different. It varies and changes, but today I would take I'm forgetting names of the decks, the Deviant Moon Tarot. So everyone has seen this one. This deck didn't appeal to me at all. Like, no, it was creepyish and I didn't see shadow work possibility in it. But now it reads so well, it has such a great sense of humor, and if you let it in, it will take over. This deck has proven to be the best deck for client readings. I have used it since I think December, and oh my god, this deck, so, and it really, like, you know, takes the screwdriver and screws it in when you ask something for yourself that you maybe in the back of the head know that you shouldn't be asking because it's like obvious, or maybe it like mocks you a little bit or slaps you on the butt. So this deck, Deviant Moon. Now for the second tarot deck, also a deck that reads really well for myself and for clients also, because when I'm leaving for that long, I am sure I will have to read to someone also, not only to myself, or I would make sure I would have to read because it's so much fun. I love to read other people and show them the path and all the good stuff that comes with reading to other people and helping them along on their way, being their hermit, so to speak, not telling where to go, but shedding the light on the path or possibilities they have. So the second deck is the Giovanni Vachetta deck I recently got. I used the Tarot of the Master for this before. Again, the same results, but this has much vivid colors, much more vivid colors, and it's just overall better looking and feeling deck than the Masters. This is the Tarot of the Renacentista, the Spanish version of the Vachetta deck. And I showed the Fool already, so I love the colors in it, and I will take this one. This is the second. And the third one is the Pagan Other Worlds. I thought I would not take it when I went on a short trip because I was afraid maybe it gets wet, I don't know, maybe it gets some things harmed, but then I thought, Jesus, I'm getting the deck so I can use it and read it, and I'm not enjoying it, and I'm not allowing myself to enjoy it because I'm afraid of losing it. When it has to happen, then I will figure out how to replace it, because it's right now it's yet available. I really need another copy of this, so just for the backup and just for the tick, get the tick out of my head, to not be afraid of using this. But I totally took it with me, and I can't be more happy or proud of myself that I did and didn't leave it home. So yeah, Pagan Other Worlds is the third. But decks are small. Decks are not that heavy. I swear my crystal bag was heavier than the decks I took with me. And they fit everywhere, in the suitcase and the purse, and perfect. Like then, when I really had to go for a longer while, I would most certainly take about 6 to 8 decks, and I wouldn't leave without the Theatre Dolls Tarot. I'm showing the same card. Theatre Dolls Tarot. Very good deck also. And of course, something to myself, something to comfort me, something to make me maybe just happy, because sometimes I don't pick a card, I just read it like a book. I look at the cards, and this is a fairy tale or story, and this is the Magical Forest Tarot, because everyone needs a hug sometimes, and this deck gives you the hugs and the laughters and the happy times, and overall is something I would totally grab. Since the question was not oracles, I'm sneaking in an oracle deck also, because the soul cards are so awesome for pointing out whatever is the underlying issue or the main issue in the question or in the reading. And this deck such a straightforward messages for me, and hasn't been wrong once since I started using it. And I'm using it mainly for clients because sometimes the question is too vague or too like general, and this deck helps me see what's the main issue or what's the real issue down there, and it has working very well. This is the soul cards 2 I have here. I sometime in the summer traded for the soul cards 1 and 2, but they came from US and my friend got them and sent them one by one, and the soul cards 1 is not here yet. I would totally mash these 2 decks together and it would be mind-blowing. I can't wait. So these 3 decks I just showed you will be the decks I will be taking along with me. So the next question, number 2, is 3 absolutely essential tarot books. General ones, not little white books or books associated with a particular deck. So I have not so much tarot books that are not the books that come with a deck, because I have a book wish list, but since I started the collecting tarot decks only year ago from now, so I really wanted the decks first, and so I don't have much, but this tag, looking at everyone's responses and showing their books, oh my god, my book wish list has grown from I think 5 to 55. I now have like too many books I want to have and read and get. In general, when I'm traveling, I usually take something else than tarot books with me, because they are either books of something magic, something, not storybooks, but something else. When I was away right now for 2 weeks, I took a book that is not with me right now. I think I didn't bring it back here. No, it was a German author who is history something, and he gathered so much fun and great facts and information about witchcraft, how it was treated, how it was practiced, and the book of magic something it was, and it was in my language. I can't remember the exact title, but I would take rather these types of books that I can maybe learn something else from. But if we are talking about, I'm blabbering so much, so talking about only tarot books, right now, if I would have to go, I would take this book, The Tarot, History, Symbolism and Divination by Robert M. Place. I haven't even read it through yet, because I received it in just before I went away, and it was a trade. Then I would take the Spanish book that came with one of the Spanish decks I purchased, and it looks like has so much information about pips, and it so much as I have translated it. It is really really using the old traditional correlations between cards, and I would take this one and start learn Spanish. And then I would take this book that is in my language, The High Priestess's Secret, and this is issued in 1997, and it has a lot of information about different cards and their like meanings, not only the traditional meanings but also how it's related to the Teia tarot, then the astrological analogies and the correlations with other cards, and the main correlations when this card is with this card, this is really important, and so on, and numerological a little bit, not much. See, there's something I wanted to say in my language. What's this now? The gateway to the future spread. Look at this spread. Jesus, this is all cards. So this is like really interesting book that local, this is like not grand old man, but this is an old man who has gathered the information about cards from Slavic areas, Russia mostly, and it's really interesting. So these 3 books. Now, 3 absolute essential tarot spreads. Let's go to the whiteboard. I am moving you towards this way. Yep. And spreads I usually use, I am not a huge spread person, to be honest. I usually use 3 card spreads, not with particular positions. I take 3 cards and I usually take the, I don't know how well you can see it, the other card to show me the overall thing, like I explained earlier, the soul card. I would take 1 extra card usually from other deck when there's like 2 similar cards or the same cards. Let's say the Emperor here and the additional card also would be Emperor, then it like powers the Emperor up and gives it a double importance. So sometimes only I like, when I put out a spread like this from the 3 cards, I think in my head that okay, this is the reason, or I just improvise the meanings of the places, like the reason, the income outcome, and the hidden things, or whatever. I just wing it usually, but usually there are 3 cards and the additional 4th with it. So the next spread I'm using is the 5 card spread, and again something like the 3 card, but the additional cards here and here I can read 2 times 3. Again, positions or not, I take them like this. When I use the 5 card spreads, I sometimes, but not always, put the significator card, which was like before picked out in the middle. Let's see if I can. Okay. Yep. So I can then see what's influencing this person. I am like manifesting it through him, or making this, I don't know the English word for it, but significators which mean or represent the person make the card spreads a little bit more precise, as I've noticed. But this I'm using only with 5 or 9 card spreads, not, or I just take the significator and put it beside the spread, and sometimes I let the client choose the significator who they think they are, or who reminds them themselves the best. Like I had a person who picked Death card as his match, or how he would describe themselves. Then cool, it says a little bit about him to me also, and so on and so forth. So next spread, and the third is 9 cards. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 threes. So I can see different how the things flow, and how the things, usually the start is here, the current situation, and this is where the things are or will be going, and the other things here are showing how they will be going, or how the person should or would act to get there, or to avoid it. If this is, let's say I'm trying to not to make this too long. Let's say here is a card that's not so well ending, so then we will look how to avoid this ending, and because no one wants to end like this, everyone wants to be better and happier and everything like this. I hope you can see it even. Okay, you can see something. So these are my 3 spreads, and moving back, let me put you back in order, I hope. So, no you're not. Bear with me, I'm not a master cameraman. So, and now the wild card, or the any additional deck, book, spread, or something else that you just have to include in your toolkit. Crystals, oh my god, I can't go anywhere without them. I'm just like, no, if I have to travel, you know, the frightful plane takeoffs. I tried or tested 3 different combinations of crystals, and found my flight buddies that worked the best, but this bag full of crystals were with me when I was away for 2 weeks. I hope you can see something. These, you can't see. You can't see nothing. This is too overlighted. So, and then I would just take all these. You can't even see. You can see something. there's like, this is heavy. This is heavier than any of my, I don't know, bags, but the decks or oh, I'm so sorry. It's too overexposed to show them, but I have most of these visible in my crystal collection video also, which is somewhere in on my channel. So I hope this wasn't too long. 25 minutes. Well, this is it. This is my response to brand Cormack Carr, to the hashtag Tarot Tools Trio, and my threes. Thank you for watching. I can't find the... Bye!